coming to you live from Honiara. That's where I'll go. The island of Guadalcanal is the capital city of the Solomon Islands. It is buzzing, or it's buzzing. Central Market sells local produce and handicrafts. Traditional frescoes adorn the Consial National Parliament building, and the museum has World War II relics and cultural artifacts. We are here today.
It's buzzing, Papi. There's a problem.
It's buzzing.
Something is horribly wrong.
It's not supposed to do that. Oh no. We are here today with ESL Open Cup Asia Division number 234. I am, of course, your host, Yaku of Nizaku. Buzzing with me here today is El Minion Banana que ha cometido un fraude fiscal masivo. We have Light _ VIP. How we doing, Light?
Masivo, Papi, Masivo. Here we go. We are back once again with another week of ESL Open Cup Asia. It's great to be back, Yaku. It's great to experience some of these players that have been MIA. We haven't seen our tuna here in quite some time, but now we can embrace them here in our first match.
Indeed we can, and we are buzzing to get into our first match. We're over here on Oceanborn in the top left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the top left. We have our red Terran player coming out from the land of Korea. He is, of course, the Tuna Terran himself, representing Team Vitality. We have Ryung.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the oh my, what the hell? What? I was enamored by the buzzing island. In the bottom right hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player going for a one base all in. It is Boulickjr.
And now I know that Oceanborn is generally a pretty good map for roach rushes, but you know, there's rushing and there's rushing.
Yeah. Let's go, Bobby. Let's go. Okay, so we're taking both gases. We're making roaches as we speak. Now, Ryung did go for a 2x Reaper build. As because of this, we are going to have additional Reapers to work with. It's already zooming across the map. And Ryung is going to get eyes on this real quick. We already have confirmation of the roaches. Ryung, he sees all, he knows all, and he can respond back at home with bunkers.
Yeah, he needs those bunkers down ASAP. Factory's not on the way just yet. We see double reactor production coming out here from Ryung, double tech lab production, actually, my mistake. So yeah, this is going to work out pretty well for him, getting these Marauders.
Exactly, so big prioritization of Marauder production. Marauders, they just melt Roach Ravagers so damn well. We have Concussive Shell in the way, so quick reaction here out of Ryung. The Ravagers have arrived, and it looks like they're going to be trying to bile down that bunker, but the bunker does complete just in time. Boys are being pulled, the repairs are here, and the bunker will not go down.
Oh, that it will not. First Marauder is now out, but yeah, that's unfortunate. Issue spawning topside here in Oceanborn. You do expose your add-ons, and as a result, Concussive Shelled Marauder Slow is not going to be available here for Ryung, but he is being very patient with them.
Yeah, this is also why whenever Beyond defends with this, we actually see the bunker on the right-hand side, not on the left, to be able to protect those add-ons and to be able to keep them safe. Now we have to maneuver the Raxes onto the other side of the bunker to keep them safe to get back into add-on production. Regardless, though, with our Marauder production here, with what we have, we're not going to be broken, right? The Ravagers are not going to be able to bust into the natural base, which is terrifying because there is no follow-up here. Boulickjr is still completely all in.
Yeah. It's one base of one bases, if I've ever seen one. A couple of good files, taking down the SCVs, but we saw plenty more where that came from. Ryung left a little bit idle, but now he's pulling the boys. He knows that he has more than enough firepower to chase this back.
Yeah, I can already hear it in your voice. You're like, Papi, yo, if you're gonna go for one base all in, pull the boys. Like, we unfortunately, we just didn't have enough firepower here. I mean,
throw down that creep from the Overlord. Create some spine crawlers.
I mean, there's a reason why we don't really see one-base all-ins quite like this too often at all, as it can be quite difficult to work with. Likewise, Ryung, he had a great response. He scouted quite early on as well, and now we can see our Zerg player expanding at this point, but I mean, we barely have any workers to work with here. We have 14 drones committed to the 29 SCVs over Ryung.
Yeah, we're not droning just at all at this point. I think Boulick is doing a pretty good job of containing Ryung on these two bases for as long as he's been, but yeah, he needed to start droning up before this happened.
Yeah, as we have it broken now to the Ravagers going to be focused down. We have how many Ravagers left? 4 Ravagers in total here for Boulickjr, and we have to make some magic happen. I mean, there's a lot of micro potential here with Ravagers. There's a world where maybe if we can connect with some of these biles, we can clean up the army, but that's a big if. And again, Ryung is not typically one to kind of leave his army idle and allow for that to happen.
Yeah, Ryung, we know him as a very active player, especially when he knows he has an advantage. An advantage such as having a whole ton of Marauders. Ravagers are going to go down, and I just don't see Ryung staying on his side of the map for too much longer.
Yeah, as he shuts down all the Ravagers, we'll shut down the Overlord as well, and that will not supply look his opponent, but deal some damage nonetheless. And now we're moving out. The army itself is quite fragile. Like, you can see that we've taken a lot of hits on these Marauders, but the reality is that there just isn't really much at home to defend.
Yeah, and I mean, at this point, the Marauders are really just a buffer for the Cyclones.
Oh yeah, I mean, Cyclones, Marauders, they all do great damage here against Roach Ravager. Additional Ravagers have morphed in. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit impressed by how much we've been able to muster up despite kind of the dire straits in the one-based economy. But you know what? We are producing more Roach Ravager. We do have a standing army.
And now that standing army is lying down.
Yeah. Here we go. Ryung rocks up. He says, "Sit down, Bobby," as he does move out across. He even has Stim as well, just in time to focus on what little is left of the army. He gets into the mineral line as well. Shout out to Boulickjr here for attempting a cheeky one-base all-in, but it was unfortunate that Ryung had happened to come across it so quickly, and also happened to be going for a 2-Rax opener as well to be able to so easily get into Mass Marauder.
Yeah, GG does get called, and Ryung is going to be taking game number 1.
There we go. GG, well played. He will take a lead in the series, but I'm excited. I'm excited because clearly, whenever we have an amateur player going up against a pro, there's a couple of different approaches you can take to the game, right? You can either try to macro up against them and try to test your mettle, or you can try to cheese them out. and I feel like clearly we know where we're going with this.
Yeah, Boulickjr, it appears that he knows that he's the underdog, and if he wants to, really have a chance to bloody Ryung here, he's going to need to come out swinging. And already in game number 1, he came out with a big swing.
He did. Didn't hit, but he swung. Okay, that's what matters.
He hit, but it kind of glanced off him, if it makes sense. Because I do think that Boulickjr, he did force a reaction out of Ryung. Like you said, it's unfortunate that Ryung was going for that 2-Rax, so he already was going to have the production to be able to deal with that eventually, but he was keeping Ryung back. He was keeping the pressure up, and normally when you do go for a 2-Rax like this, I'm sure Ryung would have loved to go into his Mass Reaper and to be the active player going across the map and putting the pressure on Boulick. So for Boulick to come out with something to turn the tables, I think is pretty bold of him. It's unfortunate that he kind of transitioned out of it too late, though.
Yeah, if it even was an attempted transition. And the question really becomes, for me at least, okay, we saw what we had in game 1, we saw what we had to offer. Do we double down? Do we do the same build? Do we have another crazy wild all-in for game number 2?
Well, I'm looking at the map that we are now spawning in on, and there's potential here as we load into Crimson Court. We're over here in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom left. We have our red Terran player coming down from the land of Korea. We have our Tuna Terran himself representing Team Vitality. He is the hashtag #OneTrueDong. Debatable TM trademark, but not... No, wait. TM, but not copyrighted, because the #OneTrueDong copyright belongs to DRD. Anyway, we have Ryung.
He's not the one true. He's the Dong one.
One. Exactly.
There you go. And
we have a one true Dong, and we have a Dong one.
In the top right hand corner, we have his opponent going for interesting. A pool first is going to be a pool first opener. The Blue Zerg player, once again down in the series, looking to bounce back. It is Boulickjr.
My eyes firmly planted on his side of the map. Already was seeing a Ling Team 6 coming out, so a very different approach compared to Ocean Blue.
He heard! He was listening! Oh, wait, no. He's gonna stack! He's gonna stack! He's stacking! Let's go!
Let's go! You love to see it.
Oh my god,
Boys,
the drone looks like it has like a million like frills. Yeah, it's
got like a ripple effect.
For those that are curious, you can stack your workers on top of themselves here with an extractor trick like we just saw, and with that we're moving out across the map. Unfortunately, there's a full wall off because of the 2x Reaper, so once again it was an unfortunate opener here. The drones do reveal themselves, but alas, the Reaper can out control and can out micro. Again, the Reaper should never be caught by slowlings and drones. As long as we have the micro on our side, Ryung, he can deal with this.
Should never get caught.
Yeah.
And there is still potential for a full surround here, especially with mineral walking, but yeah, it's also a full wall, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's so unfortunate. If this wasn't 2x Reaper, then we could have more potential. KDH charge is going to be going off, potentially maybe some units over the wall, but alas, they're still being shut down, and the wall is solid.
That's what I was hoping for as well, you know? Send a couple of KDH charges, send the drones over the wall, but yeah, it doesn't really seem to be happening. This is usually why when we do see worker stacking like this, it's especially from Zerg, it's usually in ZVP rather than CVT.
Yeah, because there's never a full wall off in ZVP, and I mean, typically, and again here, this is not the most standard of openers to go for the 2x Reaper on the low ground, but there we go. GG gets called. We defend against the all-in, and Ryung will take the 2-0.
GG. Nicely done here from Ryung. Good reactive defensive play coming out for him, but I'll tell you, like, just pulling the boys in itself, Boulickjr is now the winner in my heart.
I'm telling you, Poppy, he heard your pleas from the last game. He was like, yo, the caster wants me to pull the boys. Let's go, let's send it. We didn't just pull them, we stacked them as well. Something you rarely see nowadays.
Efficiency. Yeah. Use of space.
Exactly. So I did appreciate it there from our Zerg player. It didn't work against Ryung, but I mean, it's hard to pull off those kind of cheeses here, even against to catch a player off guard, even some of these pros, of course, like they're very well rehearsed, and it was a bit of a build or a loss as well. Like, it was unfortunate that Ryung 2 games in a row went 2x Reaper the way that he did. So yeah, just a rough start, but a lot of fun nonetheless.
Yeah, I enjoy myself, and I'm hoping our players did as well. Some pretty non-standard games coming up here, but hey, it's nice to have a little bit of variance coming out here, especially as we start getting into game number 2, which I have to imagine is going to be a bit more standard. Or match number 2.
Oh yeah, I imagine so as well. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the back of yourselves. Let's head on over and catch up on what's been going on.